let's talk about fiber. Before we go on, let's review some fiber terminology. There are three main ways to categorize fiber. We have solubility, fermentability, and viscosity. Solubility is the ability to hold water. Fermentability is how much your gut bacteria will break it down. And viscosity is the ability to form a gel when mixed with liquid. So each of these aspects of fiber have different health effects. But here in this video, we're gonna focus specifically on poop. The large intestine, aka the colon, is excellent at absorbing water. So this water regulation is a very important mechanism that prevents dehydration in healthy people and helps you poop. So in general, fiber helps your kiddos poop by drawing water into the colon through two different mechanisms. Soluble fibers absorbing water, and insoluble fibers causing water secretion from the lining of the large intestine. So I'm going to talk you through each process really quick. So soluble gel-forming fibers hold on to water like a sponge in the large intestine. With this kind of fiber, your kiddos' poop will retain water. So more water in the poop causes soft poops, and soft poops are easier to pass, more comfortable. They also move faster through the large intestine, which means your kid is gonna poop more often. Now, big, coarse, insoluble fiber particles like wheat bran irritate the walls of the large intestine. Now, when I say irritate here, I don't necessarily mean bad in this context. This irritation causes your large intestine to secrete water and mucus. Again, more water in poop causes softer poops, which makes these poops easier to pass and move forward through the large intestine. So now we have the viscosity and the solubility. And now let's real quick talk about the fermentability. So the fermentability of fiber also impacts our gut by our microbiome. However, we have so much to learn about how the interaction between gut bacteria and fiber affect bowel movement quality and frequency. This is complex because the different kinds of bacteria interact with the different kinds of fiber differently. And we know that having a diverse gut microbiome, which is one that's full of good bacteria, has lots of health benefits, particularly for our gastrointestinal system. And the way to get that diverse gut microbiome is by eating a diet rich in prebiotic fiber, which is the fermentable fiber that bacteria eat, probiotics, which is the live bacteria in foods like yogurt and kimchi, and lots of veggie variety. So while we can't say for certain, for sure, that fermentable fibers are going to help keep your kiddo pooping like clockwork, we can for sure say that fermentable fiber certainly is not going to make the situation worse. So I'm gonna go through some examples here of some super fiber-packed foods, and not surprisingly, a lot of them are vegetables. So we have broccoli, Brussels sprouts, avocado, raspberries, or really any berry, bananas, pears, strawberries, pinto beans, peas, chickpeas, lentils, oatmeal, excellent source of fiber, quinoa, chia seeds, flax seeds, hemp hearts, another one that I love too. So those are all awesome sources of fiber, and we want to maximize our child's intake of fiber to help promote healthy poops, healthy GI tracts. Plus, fiber is just really good for a lot of other reasons for our health, and it's great to set them up with that habit young. So how do I get my kid to eat more fiber, you might be thinking? So this is the magical question. And this really boils down to, how do I get my kid to have more diet variety? So that's something I cover in my other free content videos, courses, Instagram, podcast. So this course, this constipation one, would no longer be a mini course if I chatted about how to get your kids to eat veggies. So instead, I'm gonna give you 3 quick tips to try. So number 1, try novelty tools. Serve veggies with fun tools they haven't seen before, like silicone muffin tin liners, food picks, and shape cutters. All of these are on my Amazon shop, and I'll link them in the notes. So number 2, serve food in a new way. Try like a floor picnic, or serving dinner in a muffin tin, or eating family style on the patio if you haven't done that in a while. And number 3, incorporate some food play or cooking into your routines. Getting kids to interact with food in a setting where they don't have to eat it is an awesome way to increase acceptance of that food. Now we're going to talk about water. So along with fiber, water and hydration also play a huge role in constipation in kids. A child's water intake is super important in the potty training process, especially when it comes to poop. And the reason why I mention that is because I'm going to be talking about potty training related nutrition shortly. So adequate hydration is essential to keeping stool soft and easy to pass. One of the most important jobs of the large intestine is preventing excessive water loss through the stool, which would be diarrhea. So water is absorbed from the stool as it travels the length of the large intestine, even when there is minimal water to absorb, like in the case of dehydration. So in an attempt to conserve body water during dehydration, so much water will be absorbed from the stool that the poop becomes hard and difficult to pass. And voila, we have constipation. So children who are not drinking enough water tend to struggle with constipation. And this is why adequate water intake is so important in preventing constipation and making pooping more comfortable. And especially if you're potty training your kiddo, adequate hydration is essential in making the potty training process go smoothly. So I can't stress this enough. If your kiddo is struggling with constipation, do not skip this part. Water intake is so important and a very common cause of constipation in kids. So you might be thinking, okay, Dr. Arnold, how do I get my kid to drink more water? Because they don't like water and they won't drink it when I try to get them to. So again, in the interest of keeping this a mini course, I'm going to talk about that in another separate video. But my favorite #1 tip for helping your kids to drink more water is to try a fun novelty cup or straw or water bottle of some sort. Get your kid involved in picking it out, take them to the store, have them decorate it, and make it just theirs and special. So that's my tip for water drinking. So can your kid get too much fiber and it causes constipation? So unless you're giving your kid fiber supplements or they have a motility disorder, which means things move way too slow or too fast through the gut, the more likely cause of constipation in kids who eat lots of fiber is inadequate water intake. Really, really important. And if somebody comes to me and tells me that their kiddo is constipated, how much water they're drinking is one of the first things that we talk about. So is your kiddo struggling with water intake? Stay tuned for an upcoming video about how to help your kids drink more water.